Hey everybody, welcome to Mythos and Meade, a podcast where three friends grab a drink and discuss basically whatever comes to mind, whatever suits our fancy. I'm one of your hosts, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Joining me today is one of my best friends, Steve, and for this one, we decided to discuss a topic that has been like an itch you just can't seem to scratch. That topic being how you can improve on the famed Pokemon
I would like
games
that, but also
and
all the
everything we can
features too.
discuss therein. So let's get right to it.
Being able to seamlessly go from one to the other
Mm-hmm.
and being able to get all the badges for each region.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Maybe bring back the old school, um, how trainers used to be able to call you
I remember
and
that
like
the
re
Pokenav
battle,
from
but maybe extend it into the realm of like, oh, you have to go defend your championship at Kalos or
yeah.
something, and like you got to fly over, like a certain amount of time or whatever.
But see, how does that work? If you don't have, if you, what's that mean? If you're not there in time, then you automatically forfeit your title.
Either that, or you could try to implement, um, you know, uh, online multiplayer
You
for that kind of
could.
thing. But that would be, God, the amount of Pokemon and everything that would need to be incorporated
See, I
would be
think
a
we
lot.
should focus. I think the games, if they were gonna try and do that, keep it to the in-game first. Keep make it as expansive as possible. Go through all the regions, have access to all the Pokemon, all the badges, everything. And if they want to add the multiplayer afterwards as like another layer to it, they can. But I think starting with in-game first, keeping it like even an individual player game first, and then branching off after that, that would probably make the most sense, just so they can see how the whole thing
I mean, you could
transpires.
do a have to defeat the campaign first,
Yeah,
and then you know
you unlock
extend
multiplayer.
over.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess keep the EXP share and all that. Keep the I still think the shiny charm and stuff uh, should just be like right off the bat. I think you should be able to access shinies whenever.
Yeah.
I know they want that as an incentive to continue to play the games, but maybe this is how you create more replayability and stuff like that. Yeah,
I mean,
it would be nice to try to I don't know, try to implement a different mechanic. Like we were talking about different types
mm-hmm.
would be nice. Like if I was to create a much better Pokemon game, like you gotta branch it out of the adult theme,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry, not out of the into the adult theme, not like
Yeah.
keep it out of the
Keep.
kids. You know what I mean? Like where there's more. I don't need there to be swearing and whatever. Like that doesn't make it an
Mm-hmm.
adult game, but you know,
Make
it's
it
no
grittier.
secret that
Grittier.
yeah, it's no secret that a lot of older people still play
Yeah.
than the kids games. So I think it would be nice to add some different concepts, some like challenging concepts
Like,
to
what do you
that
mean?
kind of. I mean, obviously, I'm more of like a Final Fantasy guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like just and how you like heavier story in a
Mm-hmm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were to incorporate something to invest in these characters, obviously we're not talking about the generics like Ash or Misty or whatever. Like you're creating your own. Like
Right.
it would be a
Own
different
backstory and
thing.
everything.
I,
Imagine
I also think it would be nice to be able to like
make your own
every
backstory.
well
That would be cool
even
too.
even further out, just create a character
Yeah.
that these people can interact with would be really nice. I mean, you get these six slots, six generic slots and stuff.
Uh huh.
Like I think it would be a lot easier to be able to incorporate, um, like a create your character option that would make it a little bit more personal.
That would definitely make it a little more immersive for sure. But I think it would just be interesting too. Imagine you played as a Pokemon professor too. Think about that.
I mean, that would be an interesting branch off, right? Like, I guess for the, I mean, that's more, that brings me more into like a Stardew Valley type of scenario. Like, what if you took it as a different profession instead of just a battler? You become, you know, you know, there's like Poke architects and Poke,
Oh yeah, there's
like,
anything.
then you could build like different, like maybe you build your own house or something afterwards.
Using Pokemon to help build.
I mean, that's how they do it in the games anyway.
I never knew about that. I mean, I didn't. I mean, I that's past the point that I stopped playing. So.
Well, yeah, I'm saying maybe they can try to incorporate that kind of stuff because I think that's what. So I think it would, those elements I think would be really fun to see in not only in regular Pokemon but Go as well. But there's only so much you can do with mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't ask a game to have that much gigabyte space and all that shit.
It's too much.
And take
for,
up,
for
yeah,
a phone
yeah,
game.
your phone would blow up. But I think it would be cool. I think other variants of Pokemon would be nice. Um, you know, I mean, if you really want to go crazy, you could do that whole Poke Fuse thing. You ever see that online?
Nope.
Where they fuse different Pokemon together. I mean, they dipped into it in I think what is it, Black and White, where they had like fusion Pokemon style thing, like Kyurem and Reshiram and oh, where's the other big guy? But they could all like fuse.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, like how Necrozma fuses with
What was
with
it?
Solgaleo and Lunala.
Yeah. Oh, the
Yeah,
same
like
concept.
all those. Yeah, I think it would be something like that. But it would be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Or even bring out different elements of. They started with the newer stuff where you can collect items to make other items that are better for your mon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It is a Pokemon battle game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe incorporate some different, I don't know, like armor and shit would be cool. I don't think they need weapons per se because they are living weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool. It would just be cool. I don't want to drive it too much into like the Monster Hunter territory, but
You know, I thought of something though as you were saying
What's
that. Imagine if you made a backstory, you made your whole character's backstory. Imagine you played as a character who was like a vigilante or like a hero or a vigilante.
like a
something.
class, you mean?
That's just what they are. Like they're like.
No, I'm saying like you're talking about like establishing a class within Pokemon. Like
No.
how with like D&D, there's like Beastmaster and all the other stuff.
Not even. This
Not
particular person is just like I don't know. I wouldn't even say superhero. Just like a vigilante in a city somewhere. But he also was. He had Pokemon. You know, he was. I don't know, maybe a trainer, but he was a vigilante. He used them to fight. You know, I guess to fight crime or stop.
I mean, we do that. We do that in the game regardless,
I guess
right?
we
Like
do.
you are the protagonist
I
that
guess so.
that
yeah.
does defeat a syndicate, which is crazy.
Well, that's
That-
true. Yeah.
Let's pull it back to even. I think we definitely could be at least teen or adult at this point. I think
For
we can
sure.
easily do. I think we can do. Like at least teen to get those different, different things. Like I know they incorporate like the beauty pageants and stuff like that, like silly stuff in between.
Mhm.
You can get those rewards and stuff. I just think it would be such a more of a rewarding experience as a Pokemon player
Mhm.
to how you were saying before, like maybe have some shinies have better stats or maybe some unique stats
I think that
or
would
something
make it a lot
or a
more
unique
interesting.
move or something like that. Just to give some like it's supposed to be this
Context.
rare thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't need a
Just
I don't
different
need
color.
community day style like 1 in 25 rates
Yeah,
get you
no.
a shiny that kind of dilutes it. But like I don't know.
I
Or
think-
maybe give tiers to the shinies at that point. You know, like make an ultra rare.
I don't know about that. I think you should be able to
Make
come
a
across
variant.
shinies in the wild like any other Pokemon, but you know they're exceptionally rare, and when they're a shiny, they for them. They might not all have this ability, but as a shiny,
Right.
yeah, they'll have exceptional abilities that other variants of their species don't have. Yeah, like we were saying.
Like what do you mean? Like a special move? Like a special? Because you gotta quantify.
Well,
it,
that's
right?
what that's what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm building upon that now. So yeah, like they're like way stronger than like the average. Say like Ash's Noctowl, right? In
Yeah.
the games, or in the series. I don't know how strong how good of a battler he actually was, but just take that as just a living example here. Like Ash's Noctowl is considerably stronger, potentially in quotes, can be considerably stronger than the average normal looking Noctowl you see in the wild, right? That could be one perk of the shiny. Or yeah, like they're faster. They're faster than the normal. Or like you were saying, they do have a special move
Yeah.
or better, just a better move.
It would have to be one stat, but at the same time, like, unless the only thing that counters that, I mean, it's a good idea, but like the only thing that counters that is the EV training that some of the games have that you can make your Pokemon like perfect,
I don't agree
like
with
maybe
that.
off the bat.
I think that's
Unless you're saying that the perfect Pokemon game doesn't have effort values.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't because think of it this way: the original games that we grew up with, those didn't exist. You found this Pokemon in the wild, right? You can train them and make them better. But
Effort values did exist, but shinies did not until Gen 2.
No, they didn't. No, I agree with that. But
Yeah.
what do you mean by the effort values actually existed in like Red and Blue?
Oh, there were
what do you mean?
Pokemon that were stronger than others, for sure.
No, that I know, but you couldn't manipulate that on your own to get that.
I think effort values, at least to train them, yeah, they weren't in the. I don't think they were in the base game. Again, I didn't. When I was a kid, I didn't care about effort values.
Yeah.
I just saw, whatever the first Pokemon I caught was, that was the one.
Yeah,
That was just to complete the deck style for
Like-
me. But
that's what I would do. Like back then, I would catch. Say I caught a random Pidgey, right, in the beginning of the
right
game,
at the beginning.
and you saw a bunch of other Pidgey. I wouldn't try and go and catch others to try and get the strongest Pidgey. The Pidgey I caught was the Pidgey I caught. That's the one that because it was the first one I caught. That's the one I wanted to use. You know, like think of it that way, and then you can train it to make it stronger, make it better, but not necessarily manipulate its attack value or its
I
defense.
think they also need to make it harder again because I know you haven't played the older or the most recent games.
I have not. No.
But sometimes when your like affection for the Pokemon is higher, like how how you can like pet Pokemon in Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
and like they give you the little hearts and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that plays into the factor of the Pokemon later. Like it can
Really?
it can shake off paralysis. It can avoid a huge like an ending hit, and like sometimes it could do it several times in a row. Like it's really
Wow.
cheesy. Like I think that should be.
I don't like.
I think that should be taken away.
I don't like that at all.
I do think we should take away a lot of the gimmicky stuff, and I know that's a big like whoa, but like Dynamax, Z move,
Well, I was
Mega
just saying,
Evolution.
I was saying that it's bullshit.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot.
it's a money grab, is what it is.
Well,
And
I
it's
mean that's
unfortunate.
for it just fills at least for Go it fills the holes, but like there's no additional incentive once you play the game. That's it.
It's
So, I mean, I think if they made it a little bit grittier. I'm not saying Pokemon with guns. They tried that already with Pal World, but I just think they need to incorporate more into the game, more legitimacy, a little bit more personalized thing. Maybe even take it a full create your character style.
well, that's
Where
what
maybe what you encounter is just what you encounter,
Well, that's what I think is the best way to go about it. Think of it this way: the original games were great for a reason. They were pretty basic. There weren't all these complex layers to it like this. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just extra fat that's not needed. Like, if you can train a Pokemon and make it stronger, I think that's really the main precipice here. I mean, think of it like I was saying. Say you catch, yeah, whatever. You catch a Pidgey, a Rattata. Oh, this is the first one I caught. So it has sentimental meaning to you, and you can just keep that one with you and just make it stronger because it, goes through all those battling experiences with you, as opposed to trying to hunt for the perfect Pidgey or the perfect Pikachu or whatever.
I mean, some people do, not to be your devil's advocate, but some people do like that hunt where they will go out and try to catch like the perfect of that Pokemon. I mean, and there's some that train them up and everything else, but I don't know. I just think it should be, you know, I don't mind all the different natures that they have, but they don't do much in the name. Like, it doesn't reflect in the Pokemon. The movements are just, everything is the same movement. It's like, how would I know if if a if one has an adamant nature or has a truant nature, which a lot of people don't like
Yeah.
because they like are standoffish or whatever. Like, I want to see that. If I
Well,
see
yeah.
a Pidgey
See-
scoffing at me because it's an ass,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, that's
like
the thing.
I don't want to.
That's what nature should. Nature should equal personality.
Yeah,
Of that Pokemon.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what the game's been lacking for so long, is that this Pokemon does not have personality.
Well, that's
Like,
that's
they
ridiculous.
think personality is through getting all these different costumes and everything for your like character.
That's
It's not like you're even dressing up your Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, you're dressing your character, your generic character that you have. I mean, I'm sure their main, crux of trying to do that is people will create crazy designs from character creation.
Mhm.
Like, they always go for like, especially YouTubers and whatnot, always go for like the crazy like dimensions. Like, the nose is way out to here.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like
That's
like
all
make a
aesthetics,
crazy
though.
looking guy or a gal.
See, to
or
me,
whatever.
that's not personality. Personality to me, for like, part of it can be your outfit, but that's pure aesthetic. I mean, personality really is the core of who you are, how you act, what you do.
Well, even just a simple like, you're poisoned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have the little bubble animation over your head for
Yeah.
2 seconds, and then you have like the injured
Yeah.
and like quick animation.
Uh-huh.
Like, I just think it should be more. I think there should be like maybe like a degradation thing over time, or deterioration. Like, oh, it doesn't affect you as much early, but as you keep going, you're like, whoa. Like,
Well-
maybe it affects how you're, maybe changes the screen a little bit. Not too much to make anybody sick, but like, I don't know, make it have a consequence. You know what I mean?
Well, if you think about this, I don't know if you remember in Red and Blue, when
Hmm.
you got poisoned in battle, you didn't die right there. Your HP did go down as you kept walking.
Yeah,
right?
it just
It
made it
leapt.
very made it
Yeah,
very
leapt.
spastic, which you
Yeah.
can't do anymore, because that'll, I don't know at what interval an epileptic seizure comes at, but like, if you keep watching that for long enough, I'm sure it'll have some kind of effect. But that's what I'm saying. I think they should just do. I mean, they did a lot with what they had, right? Like, they can only do so much.
Uh-huh.
But like, technology has advanced to such a level. Like, you look at the AAA games, like
Yeah.
like obviously the new one, like Black Myth, Sun Wukong, or even the Space Marines 2 that just came out.
Uh-huh.
Amazing graphics, crazy graphics. I just think it's time for a new coat of paint for Pokemon. Like, make it look cool.
I agree, but
Make it edgy.
what I think they should do is go back to basics with the mechanics, like trim the fat. So get rid of Dynamax, get rid of Megas, get rid of. I think they should get rid of IVs and go back to the way it was originally.
I mean, that's a tough take for some of those guys, but I mean,
But,
your tech.
but you know where I'm coming from though. So get rid of that. In an ideal world where people are accepting them, this is us talking here. Yeah, just trim the fat. So keep it basic, but with these updated graphics and how technology's come such a long way, integrate that basic goodness with what you were saying. So with including the nature, but including the actual animation that ties with that nature. So if it's a feisty Pokemon, it's gonna be a little feisty. It's gonna bite you back a little bit. If it's shy, it's gonna run off into the corner somewhere when you're trying to catch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have the animation correlate with their actual personality.
So what's your counter to that then? You know what I mean? Like if something's sassy, let's say you have a sassy Pokemon, or a tougher to handle Pokemon. How are you taming it, so to speak? Because I guess that's what the whole catching thing was about, right? You capture your Pokemon and that's it. It just obeys you, right?
Right.
So what, like, if you're gonna take away all the fluff, what's your replacement? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be devil's advocate. I just want to see, like, what we can add to the game that some people that really like that kind of stuff, like, what's the replacement?
These are a couple of the ideas that I have.
Yeah, we're just spitballing. Obviously, we're not on Niantic.
We're not Niantic.
I would love to be on. Please.
But
please.
So here's an example. Say you have one with a shy nature. It scurries away. What you can do is, keep berries in the game. You can give it a little trail of berries, see if it comes out, and you can even give the option, instead of having your Pokemon battle it, have it, because Pokemon can talk to each other, right?
I mean, I guess, but I guess my question is, how are you gamifying that? Because then every interaction, like, the game of Pokemon, unless we're going to extend battles to, like, Final Fantasy level nonsense, you're extending that interaction. That people, like, let's say you get, like, a shiny hunter, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking for, let's say you were looking for some reason. You're looking for a shiny Pidgey.
Okay.
And they immediately see when they click on it that it gives, like, little frustrated lines or whatever. Oh, it's an angry Pidgey.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want an angry Pidgey. But now you have to go through this whole spiel. Unless it's something, if you're gamifying it, maybe for an angry one, it doesn't let you run away as fast, or maybe you have maybe there's like a 30% chance where it'll say you can't escape because it's going crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna start attacking
something
you.
like that. But, well, I mean, you the player, or your mom that's gonna be auto thrown out, or do you have the option now?
How about it's going to attack both? If you don't throw your Pokemon out fast enough, it's going to start pecking at you, and then you have to keep clicking, like, one of your buttons to throw the Pokemon out fast enough.
Like a Resident Evil zombie attack.
You
throw it off.
Well, this is what I'm thinking.
Because I mean, the newer games do have some mechanic. Like, if you really wanted to be that guy, you in the what was it, the Hisuian line, that game you can effectively fight a Pokemon without ever throwing a mon out. It's harder, for sure.
Well, how would you do it in those games?
I think they had, like, rocks or something. It's something.
Well, that's like
some kind of thing. But like, it actually hurt the Pokemon, and eventually you would beat that interaction. It was only with, like, boss ones. It was very specific.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of the interaction time, if you see, like that other example, like you see a Pidgey that you don't want, but now you have this other interaction that's wasting these precious seconds for these shiny hunters.
Well, here's the thing: if it's one you don't want, you just click off of it. If you're that specific, you just look for one that has the personality that you want.
Well, let's go there. The buttons on the bottom.
Yeah.
Is this a Pokemon Go style game that we're talking about, or do I have to click in? Because you have to, you click all those buttons to hit run. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
This is gonna be
like
a Game Boy, like red and blue style. That's what this.
Well, red and blue style, you didn't just click off. You had to click all the way down to click the run.
Well, that's what you're gonna have to do now.
All right, so the old school one.
It's gonna be old school. Red, blue, gold, silver, crystal.
Now, granted, I would love, even if they converted the old games to that pixelated, that, like, chunky Pikachu.
Yeah,
the old school.
Red,
I mean,
red,
that's clearly showing our age here for Pokemon.
Oh, I remember all of those.
But it would be nice. It would be nice to have to stop going. Like I don't want to stop progress, so to speak, but like unfortunately, you keep reskinning the same game.
But that's what I mean. If they go back
like
to
you're
basics,
adding these little gimmicks, but not the core. I think you could do other stuff with it. I think you can, like I said, I mean that would be cool aesthetically to have that back.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think they can. I think they could do more with like legendaries and stuff like that. I don't mind necessarily, and maybe it's a hot take, but like running through hoops to get some, like how it was tough to catch the dogs back in the day.
Yeah.
Tough to catch like Raikou, and so you can like you
Yeah.
had to do a specific thing. I don't mind that. I don't mind doing that.
I didn't mind it either. It felt like it was a real life thing.
The,
like this is what it
the
would have
wormhole
been like.
thing from like Sun and Moon was all right.
I don't know
I mean,
anything about that game,
Yeah,
so
well,
I can't speak on
yeah,
it.
it was interesting. You could go to a wormhole and fucking all your legendary, like it would be random, but you could potentially catch any legendary
Oh, that's
from different game stuff, which is fine, or whatever they allowed anyway.
Uh-huh.
Because everything else, that's what Pokebank's for, right? You get all these, you could transfer all these mons from game to
Yeah.
game to game to game.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think they could do. I think they could do way more interactively. Like, why the hell would I have like a Hippowdon, let's say,
Okay.
a ground type?
Okay.
Why is this Pokemon not in the ground?
It should be.
Like I think they picked certain ones for the new game, but like I don't know, it would be cool to have
have them in their proper habitat.
well,
Is that
kind
what
of
you
like an ambush and stuff like that, or like certain games didn't have like hordes, like how they had a lot of Pokemon come at you.
mean? Yeah.
Like that would help. One for shiny hunters, and two for like give you a bunch of different natures at once. I think it would be.
Back to the nature thing too.
Yeah.
I had an idea. Back to what I was saying. So about finding a particular one with a particular nature. That would be the fun of it though. You'd have to find it would be time consuming to find the one you want, but it's like real life. You got to find it. And then another thing is, if you don't approach that situation properly based on whatever nature that Pokemon is, you probably won't catch it. So if it's a shy Pokemon and you just are aggressive, and if you just want to attack it with whatever Pokemon you have, it will run away. You have to approach it carefully. Whereas if it's an aggressive Pokemon, yeah, you're gonna have to fucking throw it down. You're gonna have to fight it.
But I mean,
You know.
all right. But how does that? It has to reflect in a gamifiable way, in the sense of like, is the angrier one? Like, is it faster? Is the shy, or maybe in the sense of the shy one, maybe the shy one's a little bit faster.
So that's like a
or
benefit
on a time limit.
into-
There has to be a way, because there's no other way to make that make sense, in the sense of like, all right, maybe like let's say maybe like a fatter one or something has more HP or something.
Yeah, 'cause
like
it's
how they have
tankier.
with Go, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but I want to. I mean, that would be hilarious to see like a chunky Pidgey,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
an
right,
actual
yeah.
an actual XXL Pidgey.
Yeah.
Like that would be fun.
But here's my thought though. You're saying it has to have
Dumpy bird.
It has to chunky bird.
Little
But
dumpy bird.
chunky monkey. Elvis. It reminds me of Elvis. Give me some peanut butter banana sandwiches, man. Yeah. But see though, it makes me think. You're saying about it has to have a gamifiable benefit. But think about it in the real world. Say you came across like a cat.
But it's not.
It's-
But we're gamifying.
I know we're gamifying, but I think it's cool if it had. It's Pokemon, so it's Pokemon. It's not real, but that would be a cool real game aspect, I think, to add some just depth
Also,
to that world. You know?
if we're going back to traditional, right?
Yeah.
If we're going back to traditional to try to get like the best Pokemon game, how are you going to show that in the like pixelated mod? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's going to have to be very simple. Like,
It would have to be. It actually wouldn't even have to be in the Game Boy version. See, remember like in Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu, that you can see everything.
I mean, that's
Was it-
newer.
That's
yeah.
newer.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically
You can-
Pokemon Go.
And that's
on the thing.
But that's the thing I didn't like. Also, They should have kept it with the Game Boy Color mechanics in that format because it was I thought that it was a cool looking game with the graphics, the way they redid everything.
Game
but
Boy,
it
the
felt
Game
like
Boy
the
mechanics
Safari
in
Zone.
what sense? Because I mean, the people will not go for, you know, a lot of people are upset about the whole not having XP share. That was a big deal. You know what I mean? Like XP share early. Like, back in the day, when Red and Blue, oh my God, you had to switch your Pokemon back in and out to level them.
Yeah, you did.
How annoying that was.
Yeah, but that was like the real. That's like training that Pokemon like Ash does.
But
he didn't have an experience share.
That's why they're buttoning it up again. No, he had plot armor on his side because he was sending in Pikachu against fucking Onix.
Yeah, but I mean,
and he wins.
Yeah, and he wins. But see, he won by a freak accident because the sprinklers went off in the pewter gem. If you remember.
Well, right.
Yeah, it was freaky shit like that.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. You can't. There's no way you'd be able to gamify that shit. Like, it would be cool to implement. Let's lay off that and see. Now that we're on the gym battle topic, it would be cool to maybe implement more of a like a boss battle style. Like maybe have specifically the gym battle Pokemon do different animations. You know,
in what way? What do you mean?
Make it, kind of incorporate more of like the new Pokemon Snap stuff, where like I don't know. I think they had Steelix running through like cavernous areas in a cave and stuff like that. I think it would be cooler to have a different type of style. I mean, it would be a switch up entirely from Pokemon. It would be more like a regular MMORPG where you're like battling this main boss. You know, you have this health bar, and you gotta like. There's like a gimmick to the boss battle. It's not just straight up, I have to fight the boss. It's also maybe you're fighting part of the environment and stuff. Like, yeah, they have Sandstorm and whatnot, but I want to see it. I want to see that stuff kick up. And
that would be
it's
cool.
actually harder to see in game, and you're like, oh man, maybe you have to time your attacks right to hit a specific spot.
Yeah.
And whatever. Make it, because you could go in there, like, I also think gym battles, I mean, it's going to be annoying. I know gym leaders have to have or at least in their world, have to have, like, if it's a fire type gym, just fire types, man. Like, it's just like straight fire. It would be cool to have, I mean, I guess they do that with randomizers and whatnot, which is always fun to try to play, like Nuzlocke and stuff, where everything's all screwy.
Oh, those are fun. I've seen some of those.
Yeah. Which it would be cool to have that kind of implement where, maybe not even randomizer, but throw some curveballs in there where it's like you can't just take one Pokemon to destroy the entire. I literally in one of my games I battled with one Mon and took the entire. I took the league out. I took everybody out with one Pokemon, and all my people were getting XP share. So I had Pokemon that never touched grass. and we're like level 70, beautiful Pokemon.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like
I don't
why
like
do
that,
I want to
though.
streamline a game that hard? I want to. I'm a like I play, I play Dark Souls. I play games that are for masochists only, that really really beat the player down. Yeah. Like obviously there's no dying mechanic. You just faint and whatever.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
I think it would be cool to have a different style.
I think with the experience share, that kind of pisses me off. You know why? I feel like it enables people to just be lazy. Like when back in the we had to switch back and forth, but you had to put the work in to make your Pokemon good.
I don't mind it. I think you need to button up XP share.
Well, what do you think should be done?
I think it should just be like they don't gain as much. Like whoever doesn't battle doesn't gain as much.
Because I saw this is all new to me with the newer shit. That if they have experience share, they all fucking level up together.
Right.
Which I completely disagree.
No, I mean I get it when like maybe you're trying to complete the dex or something, or maybe you do find that one Mon that you want, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to level it up to max, but you're level 100 or something, and this thing, or even when they hatch and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're level 1 when they hatch, so you gotta like put the work in.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. I think it would be also a cool mechanic as an aside. I think you should be able to just pick eggs up, like random Pokemon.
That would be
eggs up
fun,
off the
wouldn't
map.
it?
I think that would be much better than trying to play the breeding game with your Ditto.
Oh, that's just too much of a
Your
headache.
core of a Ditto that you have to find.
That's just like playing match the whole time. What do I want? Do I want a Nidoran? Do I want
and Ditto
this,
should
that?
should easily be one of the toughest Pokemon to find. Like you just slap a tag on and be like, it could be anything. And maybe you stare at a Pokemon in the wild or something, or and like you're watching it and it
changes
and you see that smiley face flash for a sec.
Yeah,
like you have to watch for a little bit if you're trying to hunt it for a Ditto.
Yeah.
I think that would be cooler to try.
That would be fun. That would be different.
That would be a cool little game because you have to make the game a little bit challenging. Maybe it's a little bit fetch questy or whatever for the one mon, but I'm tired of like, oh, I have to go to the mountains under this specific place, and it has to be 7 o'clock at night, and you're like, and you have to, and this is when I evolve my Pokemon.
I thought that was cool, not for that, but to find certain Pokemon. Like they started that in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Well, then at that point,
That
it should
was
be then that should be more of an open world type of game where it would be hard to pull off in a traditional sense. You can't to have an open world pixel style. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, that's a lot of man hours.
I'm not even have to be pixel style. It can be like even a normal console, like Xbox or PlayStation Pokemon game or something.
But you were saying to go back to the old sprites from what I was remembering.
Not even the sprites, just the mechanic of it, where when you throw out a Pokemon, I mean when you want to catch a Pokemon, right?
Right.
In the old games, you would have to throw the Pokemon, battle it, and weaken it to be able to catch it.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like all Safari Zone, like Go. Where
I don't know why Safari Zone overtook. That is
I can't stand it. I don't like it.
I don't understand it. It defeats the purpose of
it's not what Pokemon
I don't mind
is to me.
feeding the berries or whatever. Like,
but you have to battle still.
I don't know. I'd rather do that if I had some kind of ranch style thing where maybe that's what the training's about, right? Like you go to like a ranch style. Right? I think they had that on the games where you could see your Pokemon in in a coop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your ones that you caught previously, and you can.
Oh, that's cool.
Basically like a PC but outdoor. You can actually see the mons.
Oh, okay. See that bothered me though for a long time after I saw the new games. I was like, why did they all? I knew Go did that, but I was like, okay, that's Go. But why did the main series games stray away from having to use your own Pokemon to battle a wild Pokemon to weaken it to be able to catch it? That's like, to me, that was one of the flagship fundamental mechanics of Pokemon.
Either that or maybe you're fighting a mon, right?
Yeah.
And maybe, I mean, they had this with helping. What was the one? Helping Hand or something, where
What
the
the hell is
Pokemon
that?
calls for help.
Oh, that's
and
all
it
new.
might actually
This is all new to me.
encounter. Yeah. Well, yeah, they encounter it calls another Pokemon. I did like that, where it's like a random chance kind of thing, where another Pokemon might join the fray.
Oh.
I just think it would be cool for like an ambush or something like that, where it just adds a different element to the game. Where I'm pulling out my FF7 and stuff like that. Where if you used to be able to you would fight then, sometimes you would get the jump on the Pokemon would be its back would be facing you, so you would get advantage on that shot. Things like that would be cool. I mean, yeah, you could sneak up on Mon. I really hated that for the newer games, for the Hisuian one. You could effectively, if you had the right balls and whatever, you can straight up sneak behind a Pokemon and just keep throwing and throwing until you caught a level 80, 90 Pokemon out in the wild.
Wow.
And I'm just like, man, that's not fun. That's not
it's not
it's not a bad. But then when you did get in this battle, it just halted everything. It just doesn't feel smooth. And I know it's rough. I know that's a rough thing to ask because that's a lot of movement and a lot of different animations. Plus, there's literally 1,000 Pokemon now, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I do get it. But it's just gonna be it's gonna be interesting to try to get behind these new games.
I just ever since I saw all the new stuff, I just like I don't understand this. I don't like this. They just changed it.
I mean, you really should try some of the new games though, just so you could see or at least
I
watch
wa-
gameplay on
Yeah,
it.
I did. I did. That's how I knew about the XP share and that all these other games. When I actually watched Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, I was excited to watch it. But when I saw that it was like Pokemon Go with the mechanics like that, it kind of turned me off a little bit.
Oh, well, I would imagine so because
It
I
really-
already played it, right? Like I mean, like I got that as a gift, and it was just like, oh, so now I can play Go on my on my Switch,
Yeah, it was
which
like,
is like, all right, well, unless they gave me the mechanic of, oh well, if I catch a shiny here, I could transfer it to my game.
you know.
Not gonna fly with me.
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I was like, they should have just kept it like the way like you can pick Pikachu or Eevee like that, but the battle mechanics from the original games. You know, it's just crazy to me that they did that. But
And I'm just a fan of new Pokemon in general. I think we need new.
you mean actual Pokemon, not game.
A new Pokemon. I think new types would be cool. I mean, I've seen fan made games, right, where they just like had what was it, like nuclear type or some shit.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, or where, and the mechanic was like only nuclear Pokemon are super effective to nuclear Pokemon. So
Oh God.
it was an interesting mechanic. I mean, like stuff like that. I mean, give me more Convergent evolution. Give me more. Things that parallel to like actual real world shit. How many monkeys can you possibly have and all this other stuff? Like, I get it. There are many species in the world for
Yeah, they're
that kind of
just
stuff.
rehashed.
But I think they can make more out of it and whatnot, right?
You know what I thought was really silly? I thought when I really realized how silly they were making it.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay. In Go, I saw they had like a new drop. This is whatever the new drop was at the time,
Right.
Vanillite or something like that. A smiley.
The ice cream cone.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Why would they put
I
this
love
in?
the real world object. I mean, it's just
I was
funny.
like, why?
It's just funny. I think they should have incorporated more. I think they just started doing mimic stuff.
I just thought it was
Where-
so weird to me. Like, it's not like a real creature, like what Pokemon really was, right? It's pocket monsters, right?
It's supposed to be I get it to an extent, but
Like,
there's
I get the-
definitely there are more things to explore. They got lazy. I mean, granted, they did the whole Voltorb thing, right? The whole Voltorb theory of a possessed Pokeball. So I mean, they did it in Gen 1.
Uh-huh.
It's not a new thing.
I guess, yeah.
But they could have created it more. I guess that's their version of like a mimic, where that one thing is copying a real world item.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just think they could have taken it a whole new route. I mean, it's confirmed that Ditto can like transform into people. It would just be a cool angle to like have, I don't know, some crazy plot line in Pokemon where there's like doppelgangers and shit like going around.
Yeah, right.
That would be cooler than maybe like a Giovanni type gets framed by like Pokemon or something.
Like a Ditto.
Like where
posing
like
as
you have like a
Giovanni.
Mewtwo level intellect Pokemon
Yeah.
behind all the scenes and stuff, where it's like we're gonna dismantle humanity.
That would be
Then it would
insane.
be like, all right, now we're fighting Pokemon instead of fighting
Yeah.
people with Pokemon.
Yeah, it's man
Like,
versus Pokemon.
Yeah, like that would be cool, and without making it super cheesy and like incorporating real world guns and stuff. Like, it's fine to the battle, and maybe give me more fluff. Give me like Pokemon actually helping the working man. You know what I mean? Maybe,
Like the
like
Machoke when
like
they were
a
helping move boxes and
yeah,
stuff.
stuff like that. Simple stuff. You know. I think that would be a much more rewarding game. Maybe throw some nods to the actual show would be nice, like in games. They don't really. I mean, you really got to look for them. They have some, but you know, it's
Very
just like
sparse.
they can't say actual names. That's why Red and Blue were a thing, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't say Ash and Gary. That was a trademark thing.
Well, actually, it was the reverse. If I read that Red and Blue were actually first. The Red and Blue games came out before the series did. The
Well, they
series is
get
big, the
well
series is
when
big.
you game. Well, I guess when you start, right? When you load up the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like you can choose your character red or blue, right? Like you could be red without creating a character name. You could be red versus blue.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I guess that was a thing all the way back in '97.
Yeah, and that was before. I think the actual series came out like a year.
No. The series came out in '97. I think the game came out
95 or 6.
earlier. Yes.
Yeah, 95 or 96. So like a year or two before.
I still want to know why. I never researched it. We might have to research that later. Why Gengar and Nidorino on the front?
Oh,
Why those two? Do you remember that?
there's a documentary. I sent it to Jen actually. I'll send it to you about
Yeah.
how Red and Blue were made. Actually, we can watch that now if you want to watch it.
Yeah, we'd have
Get some
to,
insight.
Maybe we could
We'll
get that.
pause that. But
Yeah, we would have to. You'd have to. I just don't remember the. I think I know which one you're talking about, but
it's
I,
about
I,
how
I
they
don't
made
I
it.
don't remember the ins and outs of everything.
I think they might have explained it in there. There was some reason.
I'm sure there's a bunch of different things, like the whole. You remember the whole Mew
Under-
behind the truck.
Yeah, oh yeah. And
I don't
the
know.
scene Annan,
That
under
was like the
scene
biggest
SSN.
biggest trope.
I was actually genuinely looking for that back in the day. I thought, oh, maybe if I just stay by here or something.
Oh, and you remember, like, do you remember how to get Mew in the originals?
You had to use Game Shark, didn't you?
No, you had to literally like do such a specific series of events
Oh, they have that
and
on,
like
on
cheese
YouTube now.
the save state and everything.
Walk
You had
us
to
through
have a
the
specific
steps.
amount. Yeah, literally,
Yeah.
like right outside the cerulean, right to the left, Mewtwo's cave was there, but like right on like that one block, you had yeah, it was just like you had Mew there.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I was just. I didn't find out until years later. I thought I had completed the decks.
And then-
150, and then the movie came out. I said, "Where's Mew?" And I'm sitting there going, "Do I have to just keep playing?" Do I have
Yeah.
to...
But we didn't find that out until YouTube
Oh
came out.
man,
Probably.
that was what? It had to be in the 2000s at least.
Well, YouTube came out what, like 2006 maybe?
I'm telling you, I think I
2007?
went back and completed it in. I think I was 10. This is when I got Mew.
No, 10 is how old we were when.
Was it? No, maybe even older than
No, you probably were like 15.
15.
15.
Oh, I went back. That's how I knew I was a nerd. I went back. I said, no.
I'm
You
doing-
need
I'm
the
doing this.
151. And it showed. It showed the 151 out of 151.
That's amazing. That's
So,
amazing.
but like, who would have thought about that? You know, like,
No,
what is
no.
it? A secret between the, you know, like the people who created it.
That was such a complex set of motions to get that Pokemon. Then no one would have known that. Whoever put that out on the internet, they must have worked for Game Freak. They must have,
Right.
because who the fuck is gonna know? Oh, make 3 lefts and go down and step on this square here. Avoid this trainer. You can't.
I mean, that's before the time of maybe at least like you could do it now, where you can basically be like a bug guy, right? You could literally play any game and try every button and hit every
Yeah.
wall, and maybe you find that out. But man, that many steps,
It
or
was-
or getting a missing number,
That was
right? Like
going
that,
on the coast of Cinnabar, right?
right?
Yeah.
But like, and it would destroy your game.
Well,
Imagine that kind of Pokemon
It actually.
in a new game. You know how many people would freak out this generation?
Oh, they
How
got.
many Pokemon did I lose?
Oh, it actually fried my Pokemon Blue game. I couldn't.
Did you
fuck-
actually do it?
Oh, I
No,
did.
I did not do it
Oh,
after I heard that.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
know.
I did not.
No, I didn't know it would fuck your game up.
Oh, it would
so,
mess your game
but
up.
so what happened was, I beat everything. I had a level 100 Blastoise. That was my guy. For years, I had this. For years I had that account saved or whatever. Then I finally found out about Missing Go. I didn't know the effect that had though.
Oh, man.
It was funny though. I'll
Oh,
tell you.
man.
I fucking got it. I
Oh,
found it.
man.
I caught it.
I feel bad. I feel retroactively bad for you.
So what happened was my beautiful fucking account. Fucked. It was rocked. So it showed randomly in my inbox Clefairy. A bunch of just random fucking Clefairy.
Right. That's the thing. Yep.
Clefairy.
Yep.
You go to I think the same thing happened, and it was just weird when I wanted.
Did you try to reboot it again?
Oh, it doesn't. It's done.
But like,
you know, no, I can get into my game.
no, right.
I can't save a
No,
new
you can't
game.
save it. No, I know
You
that.
can't save
That's
a new
the
game
glitch.
after that. And then also, if you go into the Hall of Fame after the Elite Four,
Yeah.
same thing. It doesn't show the Pokemon you had that you beat it with. It shows Clefairy, or it shows like weird, just fucking weird, like
What if it's a
glitchy
what
picture.
What if it's just like, what if that's the theory? What if it's just like, that's what the whole thing about the Mount Moon stuff was about? You weren't supposed to find these Pokemon.
It just fucks you
It
up.
was just like, this is a doppelganger scenario.
It felt
you've
like
entered the void.
I'm telling you, it felt
Maybe,
like it.
maybe that's when they came out with like thought about the whole wormhole thing. Because even when you think about when you load up, right?
Yeah.
Like a Game Freak
Uh-huh.
symbol, it looks like a portal.
Well, it looks like a shooting star, doesn't it? Think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about Mount Moon and all the craziness.
That's
Get
a
into
reference
some
right there. I didn't
Pokemon
even...
conspiracy.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Actually, you know what? I do believe Clefairy was supposed to be the Pokemon mascot, not Pikachu originally. That was one of the original first few Pokemon that was created, Clefairy. So think of that.
No, I mean, I still love the theory of like a dead Clefairy is a or not Clefairy, Clefable. Like Gengar and Clefable are like opposites of each other.
I never knew that. Was that a
I mean,
like a
when
theory?
you look at their body shape,
They do
right?
look
The
exactly
pointed
the
ears.
same, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
mirror opposites, right?
Yeah,
Is that supposed to be?
that's what they're saying. Like something like a dead Clefairy. It didn't make sense because you have the Ghastly line,
Like
Haunter line.
a dead Clefairy is Gengar?
That's what they're going with, or something like that.
Huh.
Which doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, because it has an evolutionary line. I mean,
Yeah, but the evolutionary lines don't even match up.
they don't.
I mean, maybe now. Cleffa came after. You do technically have one more. You know, Cleffa, Clefairy, Clefable. The baby Pokemon.
Yeah.
But they don't look anything like each other. It would have been cool to do that, but, you know. That'd be cool. Imagine. Like Ghost Possession.
That would be
in
nuts.
a Pokemon game.
Gengar, possess this.
That's one way to bring Shadow Pokemon in.
Yeah, right.
Into the main game. Like a corrupted style Pokemon where you have a little bit of possession. Almost like, I don't know, you got a little Luigi's Mansion going in there where, you know, like ghosts are about and you got to clear them out.
That would be cool. Like,
Be interesting.
well, think about it though. They kind of did work with that premise with the Lavender Town Tower, right?
Gotta
Or the
love
Ghost
that.
Tower.
Gotta love Lavender Town. Kind of, yeah.
So they kind of they played
was
with
he
that.
possessed?
No,
Well,
it,
no,
it
no,
was
the
it was
character.
the baby Cubone's mother, the Marowak, the ghost.
No, she was an enraged spirit.
Yes, but it ended up being the mother Marowak, right?
No, the people going up were possessed, weren't they?
Yeah, those
The whole
yeah those
which-
shamans
seance-
the shamans that you have to battle. Yeah,
The seancers.
I think they didn't say they were possessed, but they fucking felt like it. I'll tell you.
I
that.
mean, when you just say to some, if you just walked up to me and were like, I'd be like,
Yeah,
the
I
hell's
was like-
wrong with you doing?
And imagine today's graphics, their eyes roll back, and they throw their Pokemon out,
Yeah, I would not be.
and their eyes fucking roll back.
Yeah, I'd be like, no.
That would freak.
A Pokemon horror
everybody
game
the
would be
fuck-
amazing, dude.
That would be nuts.
Oh man, let's go. Let's toss all the other stuff out the window. I would
Imagine
love
that.
a Poke horror game. Are you kidding?
No, but imagine one was actually a murderer. One of the Pokemon was a fucking cold-blooded murderer,
That'd be
killed
fun.
everybody.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you can if you have a grittier Pokemon. You know, I don't need all the like. Hell, you don't even gotta call them Pokemon to me. If you have a that kind of monster style
Mm-hmm.
horror game,
Yeah.
and they with horror, it's either you get these grotesque abominations that are just like stomach churning to look at, or you get like gore out the ass. So I think it would be a fun little romp to try to find this fine line with a horror game. Maybe not all ghost based or whatever, but just like I don't know. It would be cool to incorporate like the shadow and the dark Pokemon. Maybe it doesn't change maybe it changes their personality like we were talking about nature and stuff. Gives them like the evil red eyes or some other glows and stuff, and I think it would be cool.
They actually touched on that in the main series. If in Pokemon Forever, the Celebi movie, with the Dark Ball. Do you remember that?
Yes, Dark Ball.
Yep.
But that was what was the Dark Ball cured it or caused it?
No, so when you captured a Pokemon with the Dark Ball,
they
become
they
a
give
Dark
them
Pokemon.
Well, that would be cool. Like I mean, they don't have I guess they do have a Berserk style with Outrage. They do have similar stuff.
I think in the movie he caught a Tyranitar and it became a Dark Tyranitar and just like went crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did. I think it Mega too, didn't it?
What?
Did it Mega? Was Mega back then?
This is Gen 2, so no Megas.
No
yet.
Mega.
This is.
I did love those spoilers back in the day.
What do you mean?
You remember when you watched the first intermediate Pokemon movie, right? When it introduced like Snubbull and Meryl out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We were like, who are they?
Yeah, we were like, what the hell is that? And we were like, I
remember being in the theater like,
yeah, I was like, wait a minute, there are more Pokemon out there.
That's how you gotta drop something now. I mean, they don't do that anymore.
That was so much fun, wasn't it?
They don't do that anymore.
That was amazing.
They don't drop that kind of stuff. Maybe at like an E3. At the game thing, they'll make this whole hype thing.
that was...
But just to drop stuff in
they didn't even hype it up. It was just in there. And then we discovered it, which was the fun thing about it, you know?
Or like just dropping shiny Pokemon in the main line when you didn't really know when you were younger.
That
Ash, one looks cool.
Like Ash's
how do I catch that?
That was shiny. What other... The Red Gyarados, obviously.
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore.
No, that's the beauty of it.
You gotta try to watch one of the newer episodes. They're hysterical. And they also... make it like the drawing styles of people are so different. Like they're just everything's so smooth and
doesn't it look like very childlike though?
They do. I mean, look, they are supposed to be. I understand, but like even if you looked at before they left, like Team Rocket and them, they all looked like very like smooth. I don't know if it's the drawing style I'm just not used to. Maybe I'm biased, probably. But, you know.
I'm used to the old way. That's what I like.
I I love the old way, but I think they can do more with, like, I still think they can do much more. Much, much more with Pokemon. But I'm glad we got to at least touch on some of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's been eating at me a little bit. That they could do way more with Pokemon.
I gotta tell you, though. Yeah, I think that turned me off from ever watching it because Veronica Taylor, they got rid of her, and whoever else, plus the new drawing style irritated me so much. I was like, I can't watch this. I can't.
I mean that. Yeah, that's actually one. Honestly, one I guess you can call that anime. One anime that I never watched in Japanese
was Pokemon.
Was Pokemon? I always watched that in English
because that was so legendary. That's like we just grew up.
The one dude still sings his heart out.
Who?
The main guy. What's his name? Jason. The main dude who did the first To Catch Them is My Quest song.
Oh, he's still
like he goes out and sings it.
Wow.
And people go absolutely insane to this day.
Wasn't he in our area at one point? Did you say?
Yeah, he was at
I think I was with you.
Not this last Anime NYC, but he definitely was at one of them.
No, I think a couple of years ago I was with you. We were at the Rockaway Mall walking around. We missed him though, but he was there that day. I believe it was him. He went and sang, or someone from the OG Pokemon was there, like doing a meet and greet at the Rockaway Mall. At the Rockaway Mall, he was there. And we called Dave. We were like, "You'll never guess. We just saw like they had like a posting, but we missed the time slot, so he was already gone. But that afternoon earlier, before we got there, he was there.
Interesting.
I remember that this specific conversation, and you were like, "Oh, I wish I knew. We would have got here earlier."
I don't know when this was. What year do you think that was?
Like, no, this is maybe 2-3 years ago.
2-3 years ago?
This is
And I missed this?
right after COVID. Yeah, this is right around
Oh, well.
2021 or
I was
22.
probably working. But yeah. This is good. Yeah, it's, I would definitely go see him.
That was cool.
If he's around.
I think it was
But
him.
yeah.
It was someone from the original series.
I'm going to start drawing sprites. I'm going to start
There you go.
make my own damn Pokemon. It would take about 20 years.
Just little drawings like this.
You know how hard it is? You know how many like times I tried to research how to draw the right Mon, but they never look like you know how a Pokemon is supposed to look.
Yes.
It's just like I cannot capture exactly how a Pokemon should look. Granted, I'm not drawing ice cream cones
No.
for my Pokemon. I'm trying to draw actual Pokemon.
But think of this will make you feel a little better. Think of it this way: it wasn't perfect when they started. They had the fat Pikachu. Even Bulbasaur was different.
I prefer Fat Pikachu.
But Fat Pikachu was cool.
I love Chunky Chew.
They stopped that once Yellow dropped. Then they kind of smoothed all the edges.
Oh,
in the
have you
animation.
seen like a timeline of Pikachu? Like just gets slowly and slowly thinner.
Yeah,
And
I did.
more, honestly, less chunky mouse-like. I don't know what he is now. It's just a rodent.
Yeah, that's it. I think he was supposed to be a chunky mouse. Like that's what they originally intended.
I still think Eevee's a better. If that's the angle they're going for, I think Eevee's a better mascot. Charizard gets
sure.
too much hype.
I never cared. I mean, Charizard's cool, but I never cared for him as a choice. Like he was never my choice.
Really? I mean, obviously, when I started, I was on your team. I was with Team Blastoise.
You were,
But
yeah.
the first one I picked was Squirtle.
That was immediately, yeah.
But
My second
I mean-
choice would have been Bulbasaur for sure, Venusaur.
really,
Yeah.
Charmander is not your stick, huh?
No.
At all.
I liked Charmander. He just wasn't my first choice, but I liked him for sure.
I mean, I definitely had to play them all when I was a kid because I couldn't. There was no other way to get them.
I believe I did.
I had to
play
get a
them all.
link cable.
Yeah, I think I did play them all, but Charizard was the last one that I did. You know.
What's funny is that Bulbasaur, he gets so much flack, right?
Yeah.
But he's the easiest for the first two gyms. He's the easy mode,
He is.
and then
He's
Charmander's actually
the hardest.
the hard mode.
He was very difficult.
Well,
Um,
you get your butt whooped by Brock unless you're over
Yeah.
leveling.
by Brock, Misty too,
I'm
And then-
definitely an over leveler.
and then so am I.
I'd be like, I guess that's how I made it a bit easier for myself.
I used to be rock up to Brock's gym. I'd already be like level 13, 14 at
Yeah.
that point.
It's just like evolving into Charmeleon.
Yeah,
in front
right.
of
I
his
think
eyes.
right not long after that, like the trainers in whatever that route is before right after you leave Pewter
Yeah.
and you're going, right, and you see like I think it's like a couple lasses and a couple of those youngsters or whatever right
Yeah.
after Pewter, right there, right around there is when my starter would evolve.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem though. Is like with this EXP share, I'm walking in with like, and early on they always do it. Like your earlier Pokemon that you catch,
Uh huh.
and they do it on purpose. Your earlier Pokemon evolve earlier.
Well, it makes sense.
Like your Wooloos, your Scovits,
Uh-huh.
they all evolve pretty soon. Or like obviously your generic bird that
Yeah,
levels
the
up. They
start-
always have a starter bird.
untrained
That's
bird.
what I mean. You need to break it up a little bit.
Yeah,
like
they
give me-
should change that.
No, give me a friggin' anteater starter or something.
Yeah.
Give me something weird.
Yeah, they never strayed from the water, fire, grass. Give us some different shit. Oh, give me a dark starter. Give me a
How about
give a fucking fairy starter.
Give me
whatever.
imagine like Psychic Dragon Fairy. As your
Amazing,
starter.
amazing.
I mean, granted. I guess you need.
You know what I want to
I
see?
guess technically you need. How would that work? I would need. No, I'm sorry. I would need Steel Dragon Fairy because. See, but the dynamic is they want fire. They want fire to be grass, grass to be water, water to be fire. So it's a cyclic thing.
Right. I know.
But I mean, I don't know. Break it up. Really make it none. Make it like 4 starters.
Yeah.
Really make it
That would
crazy.
be amazing. You know what would be really cool? If you had the choice to start with, like, pseudo legend, like Axu, like a dino.
Oh, man.
But it takes a lot more effort and leveling to evolve them to each stage to compensate. You know, think about that. That would still be cool because it would be there would be so much tension and such suspense. When am I gonna get my Haxorus? When's it happening? It'll take a while. You'll have to really put the work in.
What do you mean, like change the level cap? Like
For
let's say
those.
Haxorus evolves at like level 55 or something, right?
Oh wait, no, actually keep it then. I didn't realize it was that.
I was high.
That high. Oh,
I was
no.
high.
Then that's fine.
Oh, dragon types are high.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But then that's fine. But
I thought you were trying to implement like random
no,
mechanic. I'd be like, oh my
fuck
god,
no.
you savage. like,
No way.
Like
That would make no sense.
a sliding scale would be interesting. Of like actually having a difficulty would be interesting.
You know what would be cool though too? I just thought of something
Like
else.
like it literally like an easy, medium, and hard mode.
No. Perfect.
Or nightmare
So
mode.
so a Pokemon's nature is tied to how soon or how late they evolve. Think of this. If you have an aggressive one that has like an angry or aggressive nature,
Yeah.
they'll evolve a little bit sooner. Because they're very rageful, they're power hungry, or they're just very ferocious. If you have one that's a little shy or timid, it won't evolve right away. It might even be scared to evolve. Think of that, like Pikachu or Bulbasaur situation. It will evolve eventually, but
that
it'll
will
take
annoy
longer.
the shit out of a gamer.
But,
Just letting you know.
But that's fucking cool though. Imagine that though. I mean, it's chance.
Your
I think
Pidgey doesn't want to evolve yet. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Pidgey.
no. But think about that. That's like
It'd be so hard to pull off though in a game.
How the games? Remember how the games? Like, I mean, how the anime was like incorporate some of those elements into the games like that. That would be pretty fucking cool.
You're extending the game.
So what?
In an interesting way.
It's
some
interesting
people are
as
cool.
hell.
I'm saying some people are cool with it.
Yeah.
Some people don't play that way.
Fuck them.
Some people want to actually go like be done. Like they're speed runs of that game.
And those people though, they don't savor the whole experience of that game. That's the problem.
They savor the speed and efficiency at which you can defeat a game. Some people, I mean, look.
That's never my
It's to
thing.
each their own, but as far as I would play, I would play it a little different. I mean,
You'd probably you'd savor it more. You're a little bit of a slower player.
I
like
mean,
slow
I'm a
player.
completionist. I complete, and not like full 100% because 100% is like, get all the medals, all the weird. There would have to be some other gimmick stuff, style games. I think there should be little mini games in there if you want to play. And give you rewards. They really strayed away from like. Remember when you had to like buy Porygon or buy?
Yeah, from the game corner.
Yeah. Where you had to like do some stuff. Even if they made it hard to do, I don't mind doing a couple tests. Don't make it something like battle 100 of this. Like, yeah, have you seen some of the new evolutions? What you would literally have to do in the game?
No. I know
So-
that Tyrant Nomura, that's daytime or nighttime or something.
So to evolve, let's say your Primeape into Annihilape is a new mod.
Wait, Primeape?
Primeape evolves.
They have a new
Spoiler.
fucking form? Really?
Spoiler, everybody.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Annihilape is apparently the lore behind it is angry for so long and fights for so long. It's so mad that it either didn't win in life or something that it comes back as a fighting ghost type.
Oh, it's a ghost type.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Have you not checked your mon? You gotta check Go because you can definitely evolve it into.
Oh.
But to evolve it, you have to in the game, not
Yeah.
for this, but in the game you
Like the
have
main
you have to
series
have a
games.
certain move, and you have to use that move 20 times
What?
against another Pokemon, and then it can evolve.
I don't know. That's.
I'm just like, what
that's,
level of specificity do you have to get to, for me? You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
Yeah. You never know it could evolve.
What the fuck?
Revelation
I
right
didn't think-
here on Mythos and Meade.
I didn't think to check that because I was like, Mankey Primate.
was
like, what?
You're stuck in
How-
the old ages, old
Of
man.
course I am, yeah. I'm the old man of Pokemon here. How long has this been a fucking
Traditionalist.
thing?
A while now.
I am a traditionalist when it comes to this stuff. I am.
Gotta get with the times. There's 1,000 of them now.
Jesus.
And there's only more to come.
Oh, by the way, check this because it's here. I want to see if you get it. It's gonna bother
I'll
me.
check that.
I'm just doing this because I logged in as check that. But this is fun. That's unbelievable. They're really just dropping more and more shit. But that's a cool one though. I like that. If it's a ghost
I mean,
type,
there's still types out there that haven't been touched. So
like what?
different combos that haven't been touched in the game. God, what was it? I
You know what they
can't
should
remember
have?
right now.
Polar opposites. I feel
Um,
like a ghost fairy would be a polar
Dragon
opposite.
Fairy, they don't have.
Do they have ghost fairy yet?
Ghost.
That would be weird.
Ghost.
How weird would
They
that
have
be?
a ghost fairy. They have dragon grass.
Mm-hmm.
But I know like the opposites of those things. Like they don't have that. I think they finally got fire water.
Polar opposites.
What's that other one? That weird mythical. Some of them like I wouldn't even know. Like all the other ones, like think about like Landorus and Thunderous and all them. You can only get them in like the other game, like Poke Dreamscape or something.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. It's some kind of like variant on like Snap. We would need to research that because you can only catch them there. I'm glad they came to Go because I wasn't catching them any other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be good. I think we can. I think that's pretty good for Poke Talk.
Yeah.
I think we could pick that up at any other time. But I really think it would be cool. I think it would be cool to try to change the games in a better way.
Oh, for sure.
If they don't, I'm making one myself.
Let's do it. You heard it here, folks.
You
heard it here.
I'm doing it at some point.
It's happening.
For Mythos and Meade out. I am done.